Virtualization is the single most effective way to reduce IT expense while improving all the efficiencies and agilities that we want out of IT. Now, keep this concept in mind as we explore Hyper-V throughout this module and this entire course. You have all of those physical servers spread throughout all over the world, and we've already learned how to remotely manage these, and we've learned how to start to automate processes for these. So you might be thinking, well, it's not that big of a deal. I now have everything I need, but think about the possible waste that we have and the expense that we have. Those servers are using power whether they're working hard or not. And those servers need to be cooled and they need to be tended. In other words, we need to have humans walking around to make sure everything's still working okay on them, and they need some maintenance. We'd like to be able to reduce this and improve efficiencies. And one of the best ways to do that is to put them on a host that is running a hypervisor such as Hyper-V that we can then virtualize those servers. The servers, the operating systems, the applications that run on them. Think of the benefits that we get from doing this. Servers that aren't working hard now aren't wasting hardware-based resources. We can share those resources across this host. We can obviously consolidate all of that hardware, and the business gets a better continuity when we have the ability to easier and better disaster recovery and high availability. And think of all the additional environments that you can create virtualized, such as, well, you have a development environment, then a test environment, then a production environment. Very typical in DevOps. We want to be able to virtualize those, be able to bring those environments up quickly. Now, all of our systems, all of our guests that are running, that are our servers, are going to be running on that host, utilizing the resources on that host. And we have different ways that we can balance that. And that's what we want to look at in this module. Now, we're going to use Windows Server 2012 R2, and there's actually two ways to have Hyper-V. One is it's a role-based installation, which we've become accustomed throughout this entire series. Also, you can have or download Hyper-V Server 2012 R2, which is a separate package. This is a standalone, and it doesn't have an installation of Windows Server. Now, I personally prefer, and it is one of the best practices, to use Hyper-V on a Core installation. And keep in mind that Core is the best in many ways because it reduces our attack surface, so better security, and we get much better performance out of it. What we're going to do is we're going to use a graphical-based Server 2012 so you can see all of the options that we have available and the different things like the commandlets that we can use. So why don't we get started by getting that role installed for Hyper-V.